The farmers protest, and today the farmers are ready to march to Delhi. Remember, they had halted their march after talks with the government. They then rejected all that the government had offered and were ready to march to Delhi again. But once again, the Delhi government, the central government has said that they're ready to discuss all issues like the MSP demand, and it's also important for us to maintain peace. So for the moment, what we do know is that the farmers are waiting at the Shambhu border, that is the Punjab-Haryana border, on whether this latest olive branch, whether this latest offer by the government will be accepted and whether there is going to be another round of talks. So this message of the government being relayed to the farmers as the farmers are at the Shambhu border. Also, once again, all the points between at the Delhi border have been fortified. So let's just listen in to what Arjun Munda had to say regarding this offer to the farmers.
देखिए, मैं सबसे पहले तो ये कहूँगा कि चौथे दौर तक की बातचीत होने के बाद किसान संगठनों के माध्यम से जो प्रतिक्रिया आई, हम उसे संज्ञान में लेते हुए पुनः पांचवें दौर की बैठक और उस बैठक में ऐसे सभी मुद्दे जिन मुद्दे पर हम मिलकर समाधान निकाल सकते हैं, वार्ता के लिए हम तैयार हैं। चाहे वो एमएसपी का हो, चाहे वो पराली का मुद्दा हो, चाहे एफआईआर का हो, चाहे क्रॉप डाइवर्सिफिकेशन का हो।
All right, that offer being made by the Union Minister. But let's go across to Ghazali now, who joins us from the Shambhu border, where this morning tear gas was once again fired on the farmers that were gathered there. Remember, this is the border between Punjab and Haryana. Let's go across to Ghazali. Ghazali, over to you. Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, you can see, I'll just ask my VJ to show you that there is a drone which is dropping the tear gas shell on farmers, and this is happening. Now, this has come right close to us. If you see, the drone is flying towards the gathering. It is right almost above us, above the gathering. This is all happening at a time when farm union leaders have left the spot. They have gone with the local district. There you see the tear gas shells being dropped near the gathering. The gathering is still many meters away from the border, from the barricade, and yet they are dropping the tear gas shells. And why this is significant? This has been a major bone of contention between the farm union leaders, and this has come into Punjab now. You can see this is flying in. The camera will show you this has come halfway into the Shambhu border area of Punjab, where the farmers have gathered. Yeah, why this is contentious? Because on one side, perhaps the farm union leaders are holding talks with the representatives of the union government. They are discussing the proposal which we just heard from Union Minister Mr. Arjun Munda. You can also see people cheering, raising slogans, because they're also flying the kite just beside the drone. And since they're flying the kite, the drone has now moved back towards Haryana or towards the Ambala district, where the security forces are stationed. And multiple rounds of tear gas shells were fired. You just saw that how it was dropped from the drone. And this has been the bone of contention, that on one side the government has agreed for talks, on one side the government is willing to float new proposals, but on the other hand we see what is happening near the border. Now, why this is a big major challenge, not only for the government but also for the farm union leaders, is because for the last 8-9 days these people are sitting here. The proposal has been floated a couple of hours ago, but these people who are here for the last 9 or 10 days, they are more willing to move towards Delhi. They feel that even in previous protests, the government had held around 13 to 14 rounds of talks, and despite that, they had to sit for 13 months to get those laws repealed. So what we are picking up from here is that it's a major trust deficit between the government representatives and the farmers or the farm union leaders. But all this while, one thing which has been consistent since morning is that the farm union leaders are asking youths not to get aggressive. They're asking the protesters not to get close to the barricades. They're asking people to stay calm and peaceful. And you can see the drone has just yet again made a move, and it's making a move inside the gathering. It's right above us now. And people are now flying the kite as well, just to divert its movement or direction. So it is not, this is the same drone which is used to drop tear gas shells, which it has done already, and we have shown you on camera. Now, what is the major risk or the challenge here is that how long these protesters will abide by what the farm union leaders are conveying, that how long you are going to sit here, because right till yesterday there was no proposal. Till yesterday there was no statement as such, but just couple of minutes before the farm union leaders were to give a call to march towards the barricade, Union Agriculture Minister Mr. Arjun Munda floated another proposal. And how this proposal is different from the previous one is that in the previous round of talk it was all about crop diversification, and also that only 5 crops will be purchased by the government agencies for 5 years on MSP. But now they have also included the issue of FIR, the issue of stubble burning, as well as the comprehensive issue of legalizing MSP can also be discussed, is what Mr. Arjun Munda said. So now we'll have to see that when farm union leaders come back to the spot, they've gone back to discuss about the proposal, that what should be, they're deliberating about it, but that shows that the government has also softened its stand. The government is trying to expand the ambit of discussion. Mr. Munda said in a very positive tone that talks should not fail. There should be scope of talks all the time, and negotiation, discussion, dialogue is the key to end any sort of conflict. And this is exactly what is happening. Timing is very significant. This is happening at a time when thousands of people have already gathered here with their tractors, and the gathering is now, in a sense, on one side you have Haryana police, which has fortified the entire barricade, the interstate border, and we also have Punjab police here. And Punjab police personnel are deployed at the other end of this agitational site. And these Punjab police professionals are here, the officials are here. They are also acting as mediators. They are the ones through which the union government's message was sent to the senior farm union leaders, and they have just gone to a nearby location to discuss and deliberate that what is the government's proposal. But since the government has expanded the scope of discussion, it now appears that perhaps this march is not going to happen in an hour or so until they come back, inform these protesters that what they have deliberated upon, what has been the conclusion or decision of this meeting.
That's right, Ghazali. So waiting to find out, what the farmer unions decide. And, we also have Aishwarya joining us from the Shingu border, which is the Delhi-Haryana border, but not much happening there, obviously, since all the farmers are currently still in Punjab trying to cross over into Haryana, but major barricading at the Shingu border. Ghazali, before we let you go, also, the High Court had a lot to say on the farmers' protest and about, because there is worry about violence and peace being maintained, and if you can just take us through what the court had to say about tractor trolleys also being used by the farmers on the highways. All right, we'll go back to Ghazali in a moment, but let's go across to Aishwarya now at the Shingu border. Tell us what's happening there. No farmers in sight just yet, Aishwarya, but yes, a lot of barricading in place.
Well, certainly, although the farmers are 200 kilometers from Singhu border, which is a border of Delhi and Haryana, there had been multi-level barricading that had been put forward by the Delhi police, and senior police officials are here at the spot at Singhu border. Let me quickly show you 360-degree view of what's happening at Singhu border, as the monitoring continuously is being taking place as far as the senior police officials are concerned at what's happening at the Sambhu border. So there you can see this particular highway connects Haryana, and there has been first movable barricades which had been put forward by Delhi police. The traffic had stopped over there, and there has been a cemented barricading. This is the second level of barricading that has been done. Section 144 had already been imposed, and on the other side of the road is these rapid action force personals deployed in huge number, and they are on standby. Apart from it, at the back here, there are tents which have been established, Vajra vehicle, anti-rights control vehicle, and also fencing had been also done to tackle the situation. As far as the Home Ministry is concerned, yesterday the Home Ministry had written to the Chief Secretary of Haryana and Punjab to look at the situation and to tackle law and order, because there were warnings that were issued earlier that the farmers can use senior citizens, women as they move forward to Delhi if they breach the Shambhu border, and they would be put forward in the entire march. But currently, after what the Union Agriculture Ministry had again called up and sent a proposal that they are ready to talk on MSP, crop diversification,
as
the
you can
FIRs
see at
which
the
were
Shinghu
lost
border,
before
the
to the,
security
against
forces
the
are just
farmers.
resting over there. Farmers are very far away at the Punjab-Haryana border. So let's go back to Ghazali, who joins us from the Shambhu border, where tear gas rounds and rounds are once again being fired at the farmers.
Drone.
Ghazali, if you can tell us what's happening.
Yeah, you can see these drones. They're right into Punjab once again, and they're dropping these tear gas shells. If you see, right from you see those blasts, and now tear gas shells are being dropped right into the place where these protesters are standing. And this is happening frequently since morning now. The intensity or the frequency of these tear gas shells being dropped has increased in the last half an hour or so. We have seen it happening thrice now, and the drone is continuously circulating over our heads now. You can hear these blasts now, and the farm union leaders are still holding the meeting while all this is happening near the Shambhu border. You can see the movement of drones, and while the protesters are also flying kite just to...
Right, so the kites, as we saw last time as well, kites being flown to deter the drones. Ghazali, last time around, in fact, the Punjab administration took exception to this. The Haryana administration flying drones across the border into Punjab and dropping them on people. Even a letter was written. There's been a lot of talk about the kind of force being used against farmers, from drones dropping tear gas shells. There was an allegation of pellet guns, but that is something Haryana has denied.
Oh yes, the pellet guns were used, but the medical reports have suggested, and it has critically proved, that Haryana government had used pellet guns near the Shambhu border and the Kanori border. And though the Haryana DGP has denied it altogether, but pellet guns were used. Now, why the situation is tense right now? Because holding these people to sit here for hours without not allowing them to move, while the leaders are already holding talks with the union government, is something which is going to be very challenging for the farm union leaders to ensure that these people don't get restless, they don't get near the barricades. They have already put all the volunteers here. These volunteers are guarding, announcing, asking people to stay calm, stay peaceful, and that is why you can see that these people are just a few meters away from the barricade, and they are not getting close to the barricade. And there may be some people who would be going, but what we have picked up is there are volunteers who are stopping these people. The volunteers are there. Farm unions have put volunteers who are asking people not to go close to the barricade until they come over here. The reason being that they want to lead this protest. They want to be at the forefront, and they don't want youngsters to go there and get injured. The farm union leaders say that we will lead the protest. Whatever we say, you have to follow and abide by that. And since morning, the farm union leaders have been appealing people to maintain calm. But this commotion happens after every half an hour or 45 minutes, when people raise slogans and drones come over into Punjab and drop these tear gas shells.
All right.